Hello, welcome back to Disco Elysium. Weirdly enough, despite not me playing this game in like, what, 2, 3 weeks? 3 weeks, I think. I remember basically exactly where we were, which doesn't normally happen in video games. Yeah, we were inside. We were waiting for people to show up because there's supposed to be people coming here that have key cards that's going to allow me to get through to the fucking union boss. How do I remember this stuff? There is kind of something I want to do before doing that, though, because I remember picking something up and I really don't want to have it on me because I don't like... Oh god, I forget where everything is. No, wait, I'm going the right way. Yeah. Yeah, here. I need to... Yeah. Excuse me, sir. I'm not going to question you about your drugs anymore.
Hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
There's something I'd like to
Sure.
sell.
Let me have a look.
Oh, this fascinating photo of a corpse here.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Can I not pawn the mug? What can I do with the mug then?
Another time, perhaps.
Let's... Painkillers.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? But it will not happen. The mug talk is exhausted. It is time to return to work.
Oh, do I just have this now? I don't want this in my inventory. Yellow man mug. I hate that. I didn't realize, like, I don't know why I picked this up. That morale is garbage. Oh. Savior Fair's fucking garbage. Flare cut trousers. Well, I don't have... I don't feel like me stripping down to my underwear to make that jump would help at all. Do we really want to try it? You know what? Let's do it. Actually, let's check in here. If there's somebody in here, I'll just confiscate. We'll use that word. Confiscate an ID card from somebody. And if there's nobody in here, yeah, all right. Let's go try. Let's go try to jump it. This time we're gonna strip down to our tidy whities and make the jump. I would ask if I should blur it or not, but to be real honest with you, I don't think it matters. I forgot I can click and hold. I don't have to destroy my mouse button. I don't have to destroy mouse 1 in order to do this. I can just hold it down. Okay. This is probably the stupidest idea I've had so far. All right. Don't Don't worry about it. Okay. Will that do it?
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
Oh, fuck. I have to put... Okay, okay. I don't have any... Damn! And I probably would have been able to make it with that, too. At least for the most part. Okay. Alright, well... In that case... Yeah. Remember, it's always shoes first. Oh, how do pants give me an addition in electrochemistry? Oops! I don't want to go around bare-chested. Put my shirt back on. Like, what did I do to these pants? Oh, that's cool. In order for them to be like, oh yeah, they can give you electrochemistry. Like, what kind of drugs was I doing in these pants to where they're just infused in the pants now? Yeah, there's the boys. Boys right there, man. There they be. It is now almost 6. Feels like the workers should be here by now, right? Am I insane? I would have asked you to stay outside.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore.
This is where the magic happens.
No problem, officer.
Sir. What are you?
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every night after 9 p.m.
Ah. Okay, let's not stick around then. I thought maybe I could look for my badge, but... Okay, so... I think I've already mentioned it, but ooh, a Shining reference. I feel like anytime there's a hotel now, it's like obligated to have a Shining style wallpaper just hanging up. Otherwise, is it really even a hotel and a piece of media? When are these assholes supposed to arrive so I can steal one of their fucking cards? Are you him? Am I stealing your cards? This dude's been sleeping literally all day. It's all about money, you know. I'm sure it is, sir. Kim? I don't want to talk to the racist guy again. Don't make me, game. Hello. I've not looked at you at all. Ooh, that's actually helpful. Yes, please. Cool, thank you. Is this? Nope, that's not it. Where is it? There it is. Funds rep union boss. Who is in the union box? Back down your badge. It's unclear how you should go about finding a tiny piece of plastic in a world as huge as this. Maybe you'll just stumble across it down the line. Miracles happen. Yeah. Tattoos. There are strange doors in the whirling. No one knows where they lead. Find a way. See what's hidden here. The hostel's cafeteria, forgotten corner. Yeah. Sing karaoke. Get a reality lowdown. I've been doing that. Find one armor piece. Read the watermarks. Oh yeah, there's that. I completely forgot about that. So that's not that hard to do, actually. We just need to go to this vehicle real quick. Hang on 1 second.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Okay, how the hell do the headlights work on this thing? Okay, how do I turn on the headlights? Yeah.
All right. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the preheater.
He turns the preheater on, waits, takes out his keys, and says, alright.
He's downplaying his excitement. The lieutenant is more than happy to show off his precious carriage.
I'm sure he is.
The dashboard lights up with orange glow. The rounds per minute gauge jumps, and the engine of the Caprice Canadian comes to life with a whiny growl.
I was about to say, that's the worst engine I've ever heard. And this is coming from somebody who likes cars. I like the sound of engines. What the hell is this?
The lights unfold with a little click,
Hey!
casting electrical light onto the ground before the vehicle.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done. We just need to stand in front of the machine now.
As you hold your ledger's clip under the headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears. A street grid and the veins of a great river. A familiar sensation washes over you.
It does. What sensation is this?
There she is. Revachol West.
There's a note of pride in the lieutenant's
Around
voice.
the borders of the watermark are dozens, no, hundreds of micro-perforations. There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate rows.
Yeah, tally them up, I
First row
guess.
has 18 dots.
Not bad.
Not bad for what? You don't even know what it means yet.
Bro, what about the next one? Let me have my fun, damn it.
It runs all the way around the border, and then some.
Count them individually. We're taking the time to do
There are
this.
so many, it's hard to count. More than 150, at least. Maybe even 200.
But the
The
last
last
row.
row has 3 perforations.
Hey, that's it?
That's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM. They are your statistics, as it were. I should have guessed you'd keep a record. Officers often do. Let's take a look.
Do we want to? I'm not sure if we want to. I already feel like shit, so I feel like if I lose one more morality, I'm gonna die.
Son, here is where we score your life performance. You better hope it's good.
Yeah.
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, not bad at all. What did you do before you volunteered?
Got drunk like a megastar. Probably some boring office job, same as everyone else. I feel like I just went around apologizing all the time. Do you really think I have any idea?
Fair point. Let's move on, shall we?
Yeah.
This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed cases. Closed is good. It means finished. You've got, let's see.
A fuck ton.
Wow, more than 200.
Is that a lot?
It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th percentile of all RCM officers.
So you're saying I used to be good. That's some solace, I guess. What's the last number?
Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations there.
So, overall, long history as a cop, or 18 years as a cop, a fuck ton of closed cases, and only 3 casualties.
Confirmed kills. That sounds pretty evil. A drink would soften that feeling.
That's not too
For an
many.
RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock quarter, it's rather tame. I mean that in a good way.
Oh, okay, good.
What's it feel like to kill a man, Mr. McCoy? A young woman asked the man across the desk from her.
I want to know how this asshole, what was his name? What was his name in the in Destiny 2? The main villain right now in that game. Not Zero Wrath, the main villain. The Witness. How is the Witness doing this?
Honestly, babe, says John McCoy, crossing his ankles over said desk. I don't feel anything anymore. It's just like brushing my teeth. I do it once or twice a week and don't really think about it. There's no trace of guilt in his voice.
That's a lot. That's way more than me.
There are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, it's usually by accident. But it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. So we have that to be thankful for.
Hey.
He's sincerely glad you're not a scary predator. Not to say relieved you're competent.
How do you handle the strain? Handle the
Everyone
strain.
has their own method of coping. Some more effective or self-destructive than others.
Yeah.
Personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies.
Maybe I should find a hobby.
Why not gardening? You've already got the yellow gloves.
That's a fair point. I'm not wearing them, but that's a fair
It's
point.
meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
Yeah. Either way, it's not that big of a deal.
Yes.
Alright.
It's not a problem for him to state it, however.
Well, I would say that A, he's done it, and B, he might just be kind of used to it. Or not used to it, I'd say. I don't know how to word it.
The lieutenant nods. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet The major arteries of Revachol are all recognizable. They shimmer in the Kanema's headlights.
Hey, look
A
around
rat
you.
brazenly darts past you and disappears amongst the stopped lorries. In the distance, a child somewhere shrieks. A woman reprimands her in a voice no quieter than the child's cry. In the middle of a broken plaza, in a cone of light, barely visible in the daytime, two men, one slim, the other sturdy. They are on the city stage, but only one of them knows his lines.
That's us. They're talking about us. I'm the sturdy one, and I don't know my lines. Where are we on this?
Let me see. Right here.
He says, finger near the top of the map on a segment of coast jutting out of the great ocean. I will say this about, like, Kim specifically. He is the least judgmental companion character I've ever seen in a video game. Sure, I've seen worse.
Yes. Coal City. Le Royaume. The burnt out quarter.
All of them worse than here.
Well, guess we should count our lucky stars then. We're in a slightly less bad shithole than the regular shithole.
Right. I'll go turn off the lights.
Thank
You
you.
can now see your statistics on your journal page, to the right of the task description.
Hey. Oh, fuck. Superstar Cop 3. Apocalypse Cop. Sorry Cop. Boring Cop. Communist. Fascist. Ultra liberal. Moralist. I'm not sure what moralist is. Good cop, bad cop. Honor. People killed. Cases solved. 216. Damn. That's actually a cool way to keep track of stats. I like that. I like that. Now, I don't know where the fuck my badge is. What time? Time. 6 o'clock. We could go check, see people are inside of here yet. I would like there to be. I don't know how long the time. Or anybody, please. Somebody, anybody. Well, that made me feel a little better about myself. I've not always been an asshole, just a large part of my life. Can we just invade people's
The
privacy?
door is closed.
Leave. Yeah, let's not invade everyone's privacy. That sounds like a terrible idea. Anyway. Bullets. None. Keys. Key to room 1. I would not mind a hat. Okay. Rigorous self-critique. You're one star piece of shit. A cop pennant. Flagrant cop monk. This is not the right line of work for you. You should be groveling at the feet of a feudal lord, providing lurid evidence against yourself. At a Mazovian show trial, or ripping the flesh from your back with a cat o' nine tails. Ooh, self-critical. Whatever made you this way, you can be damn sure it was your own fault. Do it. Really criticize yourself. Who knows? You might uncover something of importance from your guilt-ridden past. That sounds like a bad thing, but you know what? Sometimes digging through the past can help with discovering things. I could be totally wrong on this, by the way. Also, all of these, like, pictures here are so cool looking. Like, look at this. This one particularly is creepy, and so is this one. Ooh. All these are so cool. Hey, I'm at least somewhat logical. Despite how useful that might not be right now. I have $5 whole. Let's see. Ah, okay. Try to do something with that. I don't know how I would do it. I'm gonna look up when specifically they come in, so I'm not just wasting my time just chilling around here waiting. Because for me, when I hear clock out, go have fun, that's between 3 and 5, because that's typically the normal times when people get off work. I could be wrong. Up to fuck, what I'm trying to think of how to word this. It would help if I could spell. When fuck, I can't think of how to word this. Hell. What is that? A locked door.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Oh, is that like a call card for everybody? Like every business here? That's weird how, if that's how that works. What is here? A half-naked dame in the cover. Oh, is that Guns N' Roses? On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flame. Don't know that one. This is a book about pate. I don't know what that is. This book, you don't really understand what it's about, nor does it seem important. Fair enough. A book about Bordeaux culture. It promotes freedom and roaming upstream. A book about the future. The government reads your mind using radio technology. Probably. I doubt it. I don't think radio waves are strong enough to do that. I don't think radio waves can even pierce your... maybe they can. I don't know. Don't take that stuff from me. I don't know that much. An ad reads, broken window? Tibbs has windows. You're gonna dig through the trash? If you had a bag in your hand, perhaps you could collect these bottles and sell them. Oh, are you hinting at something, game? I don't think I have a bag. Sometimes you kinda gotta just wander a bit. Lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. Wait, is this blood? There's a girl up there. Did she spill the paint? Oh, paint. Paint.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep? Pigs come to take me out? Trying to snuff me out?
No. Why would you even say that?
Then why are you sneaking up on me like that? It's not a good idea to scare me, pig. Not a good idea at all.
Lady, I'm just here. What is this? Ooh, what's that? Magnesium for morale. Hell yes. And money. I'm no longer an asshole. A garden hose. This won't be of use until the snow melts. Fair enough. I auto-saved? What did I auto-save? Chairs and tables eaten by the rain and rot. Another splattering of bullet holes on this wall. I don't think I can access. Why am I? Okay. And just a closed door. You look at it suspiciously. I'm not going in it. Of course it's fucking locked. Action speed, rhetoric. And 1 health bonus. Might as well.
The spread pattern of these bullet holes makes your chest ache. Your breath grows heavier. You peer into the faded marks in the stone. They peer back like an endless row of tiny black holes. Sweat starts trickling down your brow.
Why am I so Well, I mean, it's bullet holes, so I guess
There's a bad mojo, man! Fucking horrible mojo! The end draws now!
I love the fact that my necktie fucking talks to me. You have no idea how great that is.
The chest feels tight looking at them. It's closing in, caving in, ever tighter. Your breathing grows even heavier.
You okay there?
And I started
Might be the
feeling really bad.
after effects of your past escapades. What are you looking at?
Those are these bullet holes. I've seen a lot of them
Remnants
around.
from the revolution. These are over half a century old.
So no crime happened here.
Perhaps a crime of a sort ages ago, but no, these do not warrant an investigation. Not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Should we go?
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll leave you to it. I just healed too. Like, fuck.
There must be another way into the building.
Now they show up.
A balcony with a view of the yard and the hanging.
Can't get involved in this.
I hear you talking up there. Hey, a greenhouse. Can I not go inside this greenhouse? I cannot go inside this greenhouse. You serious? Smoker up there could be a witness. Talk to him. That's fantastic. Let's scoot around this building then. What's this? Covered up mural?
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Why am I looking at this wall?
You have no clue. It's just a wall.
I'm pretty sure there used to be a mural here, and somebody looks like poorly painted it over.
So many walls all over Martinez. Weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling.
Alright, continuing. Dump. And it's locked.
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked.
Let's leave for now. I'll keep that in mind, though.
Hey! Up here, piggo!
Oh, I forgot I could zoom
Streets
out.
will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue d'Esperance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Start with your blood type and go from there. Hep, yeah. When were you last tested? Let's answer some questions, okay?
Ask away, pigman. I don't
God
promise
damn it.
to answer.
Hang on. Everybody in this town hates cops, which is fair because I also do not like cops. Excuse me. Do you know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
Yeah. There's a very strong lack of people with common sense here for some reason. Including me.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
So you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you could tell us something about the murder victim's missing armor.
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor art for the body?
Ugh, alright, sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time! No. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it.
What animals? There were no animals mentioned ever.
Or a weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you either way.
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms.
She nods disdainfully towards the woman performing maintenance on the boat docks next to the pier.
Disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'll be right back. This is... Oh god, this is bad. Where's the fucking pause button? I don't know what the hell that was that came out of me, but it was not friendly. Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, the lady on the boat, or the person on the... No, the lady on the boat, yeah. Just chilling.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Why?
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
That sounds like a fantastic
Good
idea.
piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to us on.
I'm not gonna destroy
Watch
her
your
boat.
back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Did you just call me a horse? I guess you're technically calling me a pig, so... Come on, faster. The belly of the boat shines like it's recently painted. Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Sem... I don't know. Excuse me, lady. I have some weird-ass questions to ask you. Wait, shit, never mind.
Leans against the cabin top of her sailing boat, smiling as you approach. Her green raincoat glistens with droplets.
Good afternoon, officers.
Oops.
I'm Joyce.
A silk scarf is tied around her throat.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCM.
So, what does the L stand
My
for?
maiden name. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will, gladly.
Yeah, are you single?
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very unusual. But I can assure you of his ultimate competency.
How interesting.
He
I
turns
wish
to you
you a swift
unfazed.
recovery.
Thank
In the
you.
meanwhile, you have my full
nice.
cooperation
I'm
and the
gonna-
full cooperation of the Wild Pines group.
It's
Awesome.
hard to get a read on her precise disposition, but she appears helpful.
Do you know something about these tattoos? You seem rich. Can I have some money? Said throw her off guard.
It's what you want to say, but it isn't that easy, is it?
What? Why
Look
not?
at that lady. Take a gander. Squint your eyes, bub.
What nice
Why,
weapon.
yes. Tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat, almost rustic in its simplicity, a silk shirt and matching scarf around her gentle throat, while dull orange pearls hang from her earlobes, red from the cold. Her light green eyes scan you, full of knowledge and worry, wealth and all its possibilities.
Yeah, so?
Now look at you, you misery-clad simian, barely able to tie your own laces. Your armpits are lakes. A scythe of booze precedes you. Your hair sticks to your forehead, and your underwear feels uncomfortable. You're poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too...
I've never felt it before. I'm a goddamn working man. I'm not ashamed to shake this leech for some dough. As I should be for even considering it. This is a woman, I'm a man. Yes, I should make my own goddamn money by now.
You think your little communism protects you from this feeling? No. The more demeaning it is to grovel at her feet.
Let me beg her
Oh
for
God,
money.
the lieutenant is here too. Do not dishonor the force.
I'm trying to be
As I was
funny.
saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance, please don't hesitate to ask.
Do you know what
The
these
man who was
tattoos?
killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about the tattoos.
Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else I can help you with.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
What can you tell me about the
A few
lynching?
things, I'm afraid. The information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets. For the sake of my employer, I have to ask for your names and badge numbers.
Yeah, you see, the problem with that is, oops, my other monitor just shut itself off and back on. By the way, we're still here, so it's fine.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced ourselves. I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. And this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope mine will suffice.
How curious. Why is that, Detective?
Awkwardness washes over the conversation.
Remember my partner told you that I recently suffered from an unusual medical episode? My lost badge is related to it.
I see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
It's possible. I had a lost memory of... I could have eaten it for all I know. I don't remember anything. This world is sitting nothing.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Some kind of encephalopathic amnesia. I don't even know how to respond.
And that was exactly what I was looking for.
I do believe you, naive as that may sound. I simply can't imagine what you gain by faking such a condition.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he is an officer of the RCM.
Of course, I sympathize, but I'm afraid I
don't
simply
know
can't
what those
share
words
anything more
mean.
until I've seen that badge.
Hang on. She's a professional negotiator. She should be open to some sort of mutually beneficial arrangement.
How do I negotiate my way out of this?
Feelings will guide the way.
I know about the lynching. It's very important to me in this case I'm solving. How did I fail that? What? I had a 72 chance. Okay.
I assure you, it is no small matter for me either. We all share the responsibility for disarming this situation. I hope you have a badge for me as soon as possible.
She's silent. The wind flaps the sail above her.
This boat, for example, in a home somewhere. I only have this case. Yeah, that's right. I'm pretty much telling her, hey, I have fuck all. This is all I have left.
Officer. You know, I don't mean to sound cold, but if you want something, you have to give something back. More than just guilt.
You're doing it. Despite your own best efforts, you're still getting in. Somehow.
I'll be frank with you. If I'm going to break protocol, I need to be able to justify it to my superiors. They're going to want to see something tangible.
Like what?
The Union is conducting drug trade out of the harbor. It's an open secret in Martinez. Surely it must not come as a complete surprise to the RCM either. Perhaps it's time to look into it. Or you can find your badge, which honestly seems like a lost cause.
Detective, a word in private before we continue.
Excuse me for a moment. Okay, let me do this. Shadows on the water, green plants under the calm surface.
This is not going quite as I hoped it would, Detective.
Where did you open
Honestly,
the
I was expecting you to use your unorthodox technique to keep her off balance, and not volunteer us to be her henchmen.
Really, I thought it was
This
going
woman
well.
is running circles around us. She might have known about your misplaced badge all along, or she's simply an adept improviser. Either way, we've played straight into her hands.
He doesn't let it show. But there is a limit to how much the consequences of your unprofessional behavior can cost the investigation.
Sorry for putting us in this situation. What do you propose that we don't investigate the drug trafficking? You could just, find my badge.
I'm sure you will, Detective. Oh, that would be fantastic, but do we have the time? The world is large and your badge is 8 by 6 centimeters.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
You could request a new one from your station, but that would literally take months.
What do you
No.
propose?
If there is reasonable suspicion, we must investigate. Otherwise, she could claim we are siding with the Union, or that we are on their take. We'd never hear the end of it. What I propose is, we ask her, then we investigate. briefly. But do not share the outcome of this investigation with her. We tell her it's done and demand for her information on the lynching.
Let's get back to her then.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I mean, nah, that would be stupid. Let's not do that.
This reality.
The aim is to gain a deeper understanding.
It's related to the medical episode. I have trouble remembering even the most basic terms of reality.
Ah, yes, the episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy now that I think of it.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
Yeah, exactly. Just a quick like 5 minute. Just a quick 5 minute catch up on everything that's happened ever.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, you're in. Begin with the first one. You'll appear worldly.
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late. For the big time.
The smile of a predator. No doubt what she's got in mind.
What's
The revolution.
What is this
It's
revolution I
quite
keep
easy.
hearing about?
Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Would you say it was a bunch of
Why, of
apes
course.
duking it out?
We're talking Duke Out Central. Full swing interspecies warfare.
Were they evil?
No, I would say the apes were neutral.
Okay.
On the other hand, the turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
Who started
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government.
What did it
It
do?
made people overthrow their governments.
Wow, really? No way.
Indeed. Zarat is a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
Where did it
From
spread from
Revachol
there?
and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end. Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
Happened to the rest of the world.
They developed the marvels of the inter-estellary communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
Yep. I'm assuming that's here where we're at now. This shithole.
43 years. Hard to fathom, I know.
What have we been doing all that time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell. The
After
30s?
that?
Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere. No, it was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and quantitative easing. The 40s dispelled it like a cold splash, an Isla-wide hangover, you might say. And here we are. Welcome to reality, baby.
From the looks of it, the 50s haven't been much better for the zone of control. You can see it in her eyes. Days slipping away.
You don't seem to be
I've
thrilled.
no right to be dissatisfied. This shirt is Barbara Muscova, this raincoat is impervious to rain and is guaranteed for 100 years. My daughters will wear it. No, it's just... We could have had so much more. Every one of us. If only we'd played it right.
And what would you have
Good
done
question.
differently?
What would you have done differently?
I would have sought a medical solution. I would have killed more, 400 million, if that's what it took. I would have made off with the mineral rights. I don't know what I would have done differently.
And you would have died, most likely. Not far from here. Maybe even right here, during the beachhead, defending the coast the day the Coalition took the city.
The cold runs down your spine. She gestures toward the waters.
Probably.
The wind stops. There is silence on the dark water of the Martinez Inlet.
Probably.
No.
This is serious.
Almost
Weirdly serious.
certainly. The Commune would have forced you. Such was the fate of the undecided. They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway,
One can only hope.
enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Where is that? Esther Decor. Wait, I know what I can do. Hang on.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality. A strange coldness comes
fuck.
over you.
I
you look
tried.
at the world. The waves sway the sloop slowly. That's all.
It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out.
She conveys
Probably
it in
should.
short, cold bursts, trying not to invest too deeply in the condition of this doomed detective.
Well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use.
It's
She
definitely the
nods
drinking.
slowly. What this boils down to is, this reality thing is stupid. Blow this joint, grab a bottle, and drain that shit right down your throat.
I am not gonna do that.
And perform autoerotic asphyxiation on yourself with your funny necktie out in the open somewhere.
Shut the... What the fuck? Up the urge from your mind and get back
She
to
stares
reality.
at you, head tilted to the side, with a slightly concerned look on her face.
What is
A
this?
bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Am I really that awkward?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
I meant, what is this
Ah.
place here?
This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see.
It's
And
7
new
o'clock.
buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall.
Damn.
A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course. Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Well, what can you do? Besides, not go to war. But, sometimes war tends to happen.
Blah.
Shut up. Shut up, you evil.
Wonderful.
Yeah, she's a right joy, that one. Oh god, I'm starting to speak British. Okay. What is that?
The girl in the old lady rags.
Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture. Yes.
Culture.
You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Okay, now explain the same thing but to a child. You wanted me to throw her off her
Young
game.
people who dye their hair funny colors and wear old people's clothes are stupid, and their little rebellion is self-defeating. All right, what next?
I don't know what you are. What are
I
you?
am the vilest of the vile. A traitor, a devourer of nations and infants. I am an ultra.
It's sharp.
It's sharp. What's sharp? Dios mío. Bro. Cool. I liberate pretty hard myself. I don't understand what's so vile about that.
Yes. I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. I pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. My kind surrendered the nation to financial colonists. Perhaps you thought we'd gone extinct. After all, no sane person identifies as an ultra anymore. Not in broad daylight. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, are you repulsed?
I really
In her
don't
green
care.
eyes you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride. Forgive her,
You know what?
but only because you like pearlescent teeth and those light green eyes.
I forgive
I do
you.
hope so. I hope we are able to remain collegial despite my monstrousness.
I don't really
The
care all
Ultras
that
didn't
much.
have anything against the king, or the commune, you see. It was just business. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
Would you have done
Due
something different?
respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery.
While a gentle wind sweeps the streets in the rebuilt east, light drizzle washing it clean, lights go up and motor carriages circulate the tracks.
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the coalition. Not here in Martinez. And not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake, then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isola down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
Perhaps. My
Her earrings
intellectual
charm.
vanity will be my undoing.
Her earrings charm. While she nodded, by the way, in case you didn't catch that.
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
Seditious talk, man.
The lieutenant puts down his notes and gives her a look.
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality? We're in Martinez, baby. A
Baby.
casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. It's a disco holdover, pay it no heed.
I'm a disco holdover myself, according to my pants.
Aren't we all?
Mm-hmm. And what is Martinez?
Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year. I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders. This place used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its work. The reeds are the real star of the show here now. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets.
Mentioned the sea. What sea is this?
It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean.
Are we near
Yes.
the ocean?
We're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
Vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
What is the name of this
Caillou.
island?
Imagine a pebble. A smoothed over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the river Esperance. We're in the delta of this river on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
Oh, neat.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her.
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city.
Well, this is just, Exposition the episode, apparently. I might be what I named this, because, dear God.
The great kind.
A great kind. This is a great city. Dear Lord, I'd hate to see what your shitholes look like. Why am I... Where am I? Stop it. Stop it. Put that a little further up. Is that alright? Can I talk now without you going... Can I not talk now without you going crazy?
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
Yeah, what makes Riverdale so
History,
great?
Detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. Our centuries.
Okay, who built
The
this
nations of
city?
the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile Marat, depending on your creed.
When was
In the
Riverdale
DeLorean
built?
century. 380 years ago.
Damn! I can see why this is a great city. And why will it all
They
resolve?
say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men.
Why,
We're
here.
standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is.
So we're in an unimportant part of an important place.
Oh, we're quite a way off. About 22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it. She observes your eyes scanning the horizon, then breaks the silence, slowly.
Unlock a new slot. How do I unlock the thought? Okay, well I can't do that yet.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
So,
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else? Why, yes I am.
does she have a name?
Boat? No. It is called Cordelati 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
Sloop?
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
Agreed.
A breeze ripples through the sails and tugs at your hair. Below, the sleek, fish-like shape of the hull parts the water. Beneath that, a resounding darkness. You're reminded of something. Or someone.
Cool, but your boat really needs a name.
Okay. How about Cordelati 19? Why?
She taps on the side of the boat and makes a hollow
Because
sound.
it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cordelati, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about
Why
Dolores?
Dolores?
I don't know. Feels pretty.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion.
What kind of
It's
boat
a
is
pleasure
it?
craft, a 19 pacer. It also happens to be rated for Category 1 racing. Though these days I mainly use it for business.
How do you
My
like it?
sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Oh, people have boats. Do you have a license for the boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Qualified pleasure craft operator. So charming. Where's the damn license?
And see
I
the
just
license.
renewed its safety inspection last month, officers. It is completely seaworthy. In fact, it's taken part in not one, but two Insulindic regattas. Even finished once. The other time, I would have finished the race were it not for an urgent work matter, much like the one I'm on now.
Actually, you don't.
What do you
The
mean?
Wayfarer Act specifically denies the RCM the authority to demand anyone's operator license. It's a little-known fact among us law officials.
That makes sense, I guess. I mean, look at me.
No need to resort to self-pity, detective. You can still ask for her passport.
You need to save face if you want her respect. Demand that passport.
You know what? Yeah,
Of course.
we got a passport.
The woman is silent, smiling while the waves lap against the hull. In your hand, under the plastic, a light blue passport saying, Republic of
That is-
Vespa. The coat of arms has a lion and an ostrich. Seagent. The woman, born in the year 3 in the commune of Revachol, smiles at you. Face adorned with frown lines and crow's feet. The photo is recent. The name reads, Rejoice Leighton Messier. She nods
Everything looks fine
and
to me.
returns the plastic bag to her coat.
Oh, people boats are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
What do you mean, archipelago?
We are on Le Caillou, are we not? I haven't seen anyone else drive a souped-up Capri Kenema motor carriage either.
Actually, that motor carriage has been specially issued to serve as a patrol and pursuit vehicle. It's for crossing long distances in the greater Revachol industrial harbor. It's not a toy.
Neither is this. A toy, I mean. It's a machine for crossing long distances in the Bay of Revachol, between the city and the islands.
She's having a good time arguing against the law. Too good, perhaps.
I have a handle on the boat thing.
I am sorry. It just doesn't come out of your mouth. What does is...
Money. Yeah, sure.
Excuse me? I didn't hear you. Did you say money?
No, I didn't. Let's talk about something
course.
else. I'm trying to throw her off, and I think it's working.
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
I don't want to hear about
First,
trade
you'd have to
secrets.
repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Elements. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
I don't want to disturb an
I'm
octopus.
glad you see it that way.
Yeah,
To
that
repeal
sounds
the
like
act would
too
mean
much of a...
repealing the coalition government, the one that leases you the right to police West Revachol. But I am derailing us. You wanted to know about the strike.
What is your role in this, precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Oh, you mean Measurehead?
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
I was exporting
Let's
before
say
that.
I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan.
Oh, that's
This time
fantastic.
their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What are the
There are
demands?
leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Over-aggressive commie posturing. Seems like they have no idea about business. Forget it. I want to ask about something else. I like
You might
it.
also like their other slogan. Demand democracy.
Oh, that is a good one.
Personally, I don't think it has the same pizzazzo as every worker, a member of the board.
What exactly do they mean by it, though?
It's
What's
quite
the
simple,
demand?
you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about what, about anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal. Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
It's pretty funny, I
They're
have to
having a
admit.
blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
What are you gonna
I'm
do?
not sure. Naturally, I assumed that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags, a disastrous situation if there ever was one.
Yeah, it's not. That's usually not a good thing.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the boyer at the gates, the one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
What happened to this? Come
Mr.
on.
Clare told him to, how did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay,
Yes.
then.
Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the union.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
Scabs at the gate. Did you put them there?
Scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the union refuses to? If they were organized by Wild Pines or its affiliates, then it would be a company secret. I could not share it with you. Not right now, at least.
Tell me about the union
Everard
box.
Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about
Dear
him,
Lord,
it's
this
that
lady
he
is
always puts the
Exposition.
interests of the workers first.
Your name should just be Exposition the NPC. Like, holy hell. Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Is he that
He's the
bad?
most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Wait, there are
Yes,
two of him.
Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over. It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the union itself, outside the brothers?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
Well,
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Debardeurs Union is...
I prefer not to have an opinion on these things. An effective advocate for rights of the local working man.
Of course, officer. I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Disappeared?
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in.
Seeing
and said
something
she wasn't
happen
running
over
anymore,
here, and I don't know
or
what
coming
it
to
is.
work. Ever. End of story.
Eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
That's all I need here. Let's change subjects.
How else can I help?
What about Wild Pines?
We do. I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
So what do they
The
do?
Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing.
So they're
See
like...
those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things.
So they're like, kind of like the distribution center is what Wild Pines does, I
And
think.
that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration.
Oh, it's a monopoly. Okay, I see. How much money does Wild
I'm
Pines
not
have?
at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
That's a lot.
$1 billion?
Wow. That's it? I thought Wild Pines is supposed to be big time. Numbers like that mean nothing to me. The money I owe is so much less than that.
Yes, past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary, but they are quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks. A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving and growing, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It is a tremendous responsibility.
Where does Wild Pines get
They
all these
started
billions?
as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Easterlers 250 years ago. When
Everything
Pine
that
ships
comes out of
explored
her-
the South Seminese and charted Lormantang on behalf of the suzerain.
Everything that involves this woman is just an exposition dump. I am learning so much and retaining none of it. I will not remember any of this for next time.
Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
It's such a huge system. What with a place
You mean
like
aside
this?
from being the terminal's legal owners,
Yes,
who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
8% of all cargo in the world. That's quite the endeavor indeed. You don't keep it moving. The workers do. The company is nothing without them.
We built this district. All the best parts of it. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, with its bastions. The plazas Meteor and Mosaic. Even some of the old street lamps have been put back thanks to the investments from the WP. Before Martinez was swallowed by the industrial harbour, even before it was part of Revachol, long before Terminal B was erected here, the Pines built it as a resort for its Revacholian employees.
I was about to say, and you know who, like, put all this
A
shit
company
together?
getaway, for a
Probably
weekend or a
workers.
summer holiday. Then came the revolution. But that's another matter. I'm here to make sure the Pines can fulfill their responsibilities to the place they built.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Okay. Tell me
Quite
about...
straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from the Samar and Isola into Revachol with the Union's blessing. Wild Pines has suspected it for years.
Ingredients for what, ma'am?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL, and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, it might be quicker to say what you can't make from the stuff.
Damn.
Shit, yeah, baby. It's the party pipeline. Why would you want to shut that down?
Let me get this straight. The materials come from Samaria to Rivershell through the terminal?
Yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track. The actual production is taking place at various sites in and around Jamrock Quarter, north of here.
Wild Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the Union also produces the product? Sells drugs, I mean?
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no. As far as the company knows, the Union does not produce it. They transport the ingredients for a cut.
Are you trying to shut down the party pipeline?
I assure you, officer, these are not the sort of parties you'd want to attend.
She has no idea what kind of parties you've been to.
And you want us to
Yes,
investigate?
but you won't get anything out of Everart and the Dockworkers Union. Still, every chain has its weak link.
What do you
The
mean?
lorries. Someone needs to move the ingredients from the harbour into the city. Once they reach Jamrock, they're distributed to a network of local manufacturers well beyond our grasp. But in transit, they are vulnerable. Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a traffic jam at the roundabout just now. Interview the drivers who are still hanging about. One of them might be waiting for a crucial shipment. I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will share company secrets with you.
You'll be indebted to her, in a way. But one step ahead of the Union in another.
Why didn't you come to the RCM earlier? It's no coincidence the lorries are stranded there like that, is it? What proof do you have that the Union is involved? Okay, I've made up my mind. What proof do you have the Union is
How do you
involved?
think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going strong for the 4th month straight.
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike. Many were squeezed to bankruptcy to fund it.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers cannot provide for 2,000 men. The local businesses can scarcely provide for themselves.
So you think the strike is being funded with source ingredients for
Precisely.
drugs?
Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries and driven to Jamrock. You simply need to find one driver who will open up to you.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, but she's clearly not the type your typical lorryman would confide in.
It's no coincidence the lorries are stranded
No.
there, is it?
We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company is a partner of one of our subsidiaries. However, this is a limited time opportunity. Once the complaint has been processed by the Trade Committee, they'll have no choice but to lower the drawbridge, and the operation will continue. Thousands of litres of raw ingredients will pour onto the streets of Revachol. Not the east across the river, but the west. The vulnerable, the weary.
Well, at least this solves one mystery.
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me. I'd wondered since I first drove in, on my motor carriage.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. I'm sure you understand.
But why didn't you come to the RCM earlier?
Did. On more than one occasion. Apparently, there's some sort of inter-precinct disagreement about whose jurisdiction this area falls under.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the Union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come up empty. It's not just the RCM. No one's been able to find any hard evidence.
Well, here's your chance, officers. Yes?
We'll take this case. Probe the drivers and see what it yields.
Excellent. It may come to nothing,
Whoops.
or it may just blow
According
the
to my
case wide
reports.
open. I can keep the drawbridge up for a few more days at least. You should have the time you need.
According to my reports, there were at least 3 Lorda drivers lingering near a roundabout. Hopefully one of them will know something.
In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance. Of
You,
course,
that's all.
Detective. Take care.
Holy fuck! Alright, let's actually investigate that. Actually, there's a couple things I want to investigate. First, I don't need to press this. Okay. Think it's around this way that I need to go. Yeah. Yeah. While I still have time to do it, they should be in here now. It's almost 9. So there should be people in this store. Or in this hotel. Yes. Okay, I'm supposed to be able to grab something. Hmm. Okay.
Yes?
Nothing. Alright. Well, I don't know who I need to talk to here. Alright, well, we'll go talk to the fucking... We'll go find the drug dealers at the very least. Before we call it.
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind?
Why are you hollering anyway?
High-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that.
Time to arrest him.
Okay. And what are you actually
Can't even get a
on?
few jokes past you, my man. I've got another haul of found cargo. Mostly sporting goods, tracksuits, and that kind of thing. They usually get shipped to Grodd and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately.
Can I get some of
We're
those?
pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy.
That's
This
your
rough
machine
beauty?
behind you?
Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
Yeah, these lorries are pretty neat.
Neat. For carrying large quantities of cargo a long distance. These found tracksuits need to find their way to the kids way out in Wamrau and Loran Bird somehow.
There it is again. A little touch of sadness beneath his cool. He thinks he's spent too long in this lorry.
So, nothing
Not
illegal
unless they've
then?
illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
You seem like a man who knows about drugs. What do you see in my eyes?
In his eyes, and our familiar longing. Flecks of brown and gold.
Familiar
It's hard
how?
to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond the horizon. The road continues for miles, flowing together with other roads, turning into causeways or bridges, ending suddenly in dead ends, or ramping up or down highways. It forms a crisscross pattern across the land. Above the Jamrock Quarter, in the form of a raised motorway, and then the never-ending sprawl of Forburg, high above buildings, new and old, the air filled with the rumble of motor engines. To the old south, to the farthest outskirts of Revachol, through the checkered fields of farmland, upstream to the river Esperance, past Montmartin, the border approaches.
What's beyond the
You
border?
cannot see. It's out of the city. Up ahead, the mist blocks all sight. A gale blows across your cheeks. It is cold. Before you stands a tall lorry driver with sad eyes.
What's in the southwest? Hell, I get longing. I felt similar since I
Man.
woke up.
I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can do. There's no helping in absence, you know. I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am stuck in this shit, so far from home.
What's it like to miss someone?
Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy. I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail of living with them. It comforts me.
That's sweet. I like this man.
What about you, Cop Man? You missing someone?
Is that what it is? This feeling? No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow, and the past.
I miss someone, but I don't know
feel
who it
for you,
is.
my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. Missing like that doesn't feel like it has much of an upside. But, thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone, and I know it wasn't easy to ask. I hope you find your way through your own troubles.
You seem like a man who knows about drugs. We're gonna leave him. I don't think he knows anything. He seems like actually cool. Let's wander through this roadblock a little bit, see what we can find. Any more Laurel drivers anywhere? Here's a Laurel truck. Okay, we're almost at the strike now. We don't need to be at the strike. We need to be here in the roundabout, in the mess, in the dirt, in the grit. In the pain of it all. What are you? Full of snow? No one lives here anymore. Well, that's depressing. Okay, let's pull out so we can kind of see. He's the only one. There's only two people here, so. Stop between those trucks down there. Smokes. Go get them. What? Where? No. Fuck you. Fuck tobacco. Tobacco sucks. You a driver?
You see a Samaran street vendor surrounded by a motley assemblage of goods. When he realizes you're looking at him, his face breaks into a wide, welcoming grin.
Of course it does.
The name Sileng is embroidered over his breast pocket.
Happy shopping, officer! Everything's cool here.
What's so cool?
Everything's cool. The goods are cool, the customers are cool, the place is cool. And one more thing, officer.
From out on the bay, a cool wind gathers. It sweeps into the city, tugging at the textiles hanging around the stand. Some distance away, the sound of a tin can clattering across the street can be heard.
You're very cool. Bang, 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 bang! Oh, yes! You got style. You got personal style. You know what you like. You like premium menswear. Look around and browse. Everything looks cool on a guy like you. Take your time.
Oh, look. Can I just see what he has? What's
You
this?
see two lowly, defeated speakers, thralls, slaves basically, perched atop them like conquerors surveying the land. A pair of found, durable wear sneakers, ultra serious.
I can see you've a taste for luxury, officer. Can't keep your eyes off those sneakers?
That's not what I'm worried about.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
What stuff you
Only
say?
the coolest goods in Revachol. I've got sneakers, speakers, extremely comfy pants too. Try them on right here. No shame, only freedom.
Do you have a permit to sell all
Good
this?
joke, officer. Here we don't have permits. Just economic freedom. Take a look around.
You glance around the decrepit buildings, the miserable weather, the sidewalks strewn with sunflower seeds and a dust-choked air.
It's beautiful. Beautiful freedom.
Kim, is it true? Doesn't need a permit to
It
sell?
is, yes. Anyone can set up their shop whenever they feel like it.
That's right. No permits, no bureaucracy. That's why this city and its law officials are so cool.
Okay, no permitting.
Hyper cool.
Cool.
Anything for you. Me? It's a boring story, officer. Who cares about the past? I'm all business now. All Revachol.
But you're not a
Very
local, are
sharp,
you?
officer. I'm Serais from the Sigai province of the Serais Empire. The apricot suzerainty, you know?
Why is it called lots
The
of
apricot
apricots? there?
suzerainty is what the Seaguy archipelago is commonly known as in Revachol. It's a bit of a fraught term, I'm sure you understand.
I do not, but I'll say I do.
No, apricots come from Sigai. My grandma used to grow them. But Sigai is a shithole. That's why I came to Revachol. Here's much better for an independent entrepreneur. Less laws.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of, why not support an independent local entrepreneur? I send half my profits back to my grandma in Sigai.
Well, if it's for his grandma, you should buy a lot of things.
Poor underprivileged grandma. I'm not here for that. Helpline.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Money, get! I guess we just gotta talk to this guy, because I don't see anybody else in the roundabout that could possibly...
Hello again, my man. What's on your mind? Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my own consciousness, you know? But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Let me be straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's smuggling drugs into Terminal B. Yeah.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout is waiting for a bulk shipment from the harbor to load it on their lorry and drive it to Jamrock.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration.
Conflagration. I don't know what some of these words mean. I'm sorry. I'm dumb. What do you think could be
Look,
conducted?
man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions. Ah, man. Me and
Alright, let's keep going.
Those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the
We have a credible...
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. This jam's got folks up in arms, and I'm afraid it's headed toward a conflagration. Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo, and it gives me time to work on my rhymes. Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
Conceptualization. That's the wrong thing. This is leading me nowhere. I'll worry about busting out some fat rhymes later. Maybe there's some drivers in here? I doubt it. Said I could steal their ID, but I don't know how I'm supposed to do that. Interrogate the drivers, it says. What fucking drivers? What is this?
Welcome to Revachol.
Why are you addressing my partner like that?
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you. It's
Let him
men
say
like
things.
you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I doubt
know
that.
exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense.
Yeah. Eat shit.
Your partner
He
needs
deserved that.
backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
That's settled. I have a
Whatever
couple
you
questions.
say, officers.
Who are you hauling?
Much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
So, what kind of cargo are you
Apples.
supposed to pick up? Apples?
Yeah, apples? I take it you had other questions?
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
You know what I meant, right? What's your stance on drugs?
They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
He takes a long drag of his cigarette. Oh, that's great.
You know where that shit
Why
comes
not?
from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the manufacturing sector. They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage, racial economic sabotage.
Listen, I agree it's our responsible to... that's all I need to know now. Let me ask you something else.
He eyes you warily, unsure how to respond. This goes on for about 2 seconds. Then,
I don't know shit, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
So why are you still hanging around here? Most of the other lorry drivers
What
for
do
that.
you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. It's those little kips sneaking around at night. If they touch my stuff, the bosses will be on my ass like ass cancer.
there was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
I did see some lorry with the trailer doors open on the way here. Do you know what happened?
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were having a good debate about genetics at the Wheeling in Rags when some kip boys smashed his lock and took damn near everything. Lost his fucking job over it. Since he left, I haven't had anyone to talk to.
For him, I guess.
Fucking travesty is what it is. Oh man, that's great. Look at that guy go. I haven't
I
seen
don't like this.
anything that funny in a while.
Is it yours?
God damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine.
If it's not you, then who's running drugs
Isn't
through
it
Terminal B?
obvious? Fucking Sealang, that beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was peddling drugs as well.
Wait, the street cinder bath up here? That guy's a
Of
lorry
course
driver?
He's a lorry driver. What? He tell you he's just some simple businessman or some shit? He's selling his employer stuff after he broke the seals on his Humanox lorry. His tribe are natural liars. It's in their blood. He's your man, all right? 100%.
I don't believe you.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not until we've heard what Sealang himself has to say.
Guess we need to pay Sealang a visit. I should have just went with how the now that that's settled. I know I'm technically past time on stream, but I want to do this. I'm having fun, okay? This game is fun. It's fun to go around talking to these people and trying to think your way through these conversations.
Still cool here, officer.
So, Sealang, what's your stance on drugs?
I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
We're looking for a lorry driver who's transporting drugs out of the harbor. He or she is in this traffic jam.
So cool. You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc? But I am not a lorry driver. I am just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
But you are a lorry driver. Another driver must identify you and your
Who
lorry.
said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
Probably,
so you
but
admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. I'm... Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream.
so you forgot to tell me.
Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity.
I'm not gonna be ass. Let's take this calmly. Sealang, my source tells me you're the one transporting drugs from the Union.
That's insane. It's the fat hater. He's been eyeing me for a week and he sent you here. Maybe he's the one, huh? Have you thought about that?
We actually talked to him first.
Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd? You know, the drug crowd?
He doesn't want to talk about them. He's afraid.
Okay, if you don't know, then I'll tell your employer you've been selling his stuff.
Use. He's not telling us. He's too afraid. We need to take him to my station and ask him there. After we've called his boss.
Okay, look. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I spent 15 years working my way up.
Buddy Sealang, help us out. No one will know it was you.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Old woman back there. Dazed out, strange.
I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
It could be. She was strange.
Could be. Could be. Who are these other
All of
drivers?
them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos.
Okay,
All right.
we're cool now.
I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Find out who the lady driver is and where her lorry is. Okay, well, everyone knows the first thing I'm gonna go is I'm gonna talk to the weird old lady.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you?
Like a magician recalling a subject from a source as you jolted her back
The
to
smile on
reality.
her face has disappeared, replaced by the weary aspect of a cornered beast.
Ma'am, you were out.
Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s.
Where else would you be then?
Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. The sidewalks and cafes are filled with young people. I was on my way to see a new Boyadero picture starring Gabriel Buenguerra. Until you came along, that is.
Alright,
I
you're
wasn't
dreaming.
dreaming. I was there, Loman. It was early spring, and the man behind the black sun had just come out. The posters were 20 meters tall. Everything was golden. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution, in Methk, it was a golden age.
So I take it you were in mess when you were young?
Was.
You're on drugs. Someone? Are these not your memories?
Someone's memories, boy. What difference does it make if it's me or not? They're beautiful. That is all that matters. Beautiful and true. And they will win. They're coming for this, you know? All of this.
She seems to derive some bitter pleasure from this strange thought, as if the past will one day wipe the present away, like a tidal wave approaching.
Right, I have some questions for you. Police
Why
questions.
not, Khalifa? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole.
What are you all?
Diamonds.
Diamonds,
Of course
really?
not. But wouldn't it be marvelous if I was?
Okay. But what are you really hauling?
Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine.
So you don't know what you're hauling in your own lorry.
I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry for the cargo, if you know what I mean.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
Wait, you get high off driving lorries?
Oh, it's so much more than a high where I go, Sheriff. It's low. I go to the bottom.
Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kick in the dark. A sleep kick. Perhaps you can find out later.
What if the cargo is contraband?
Loman? What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest. Lock me away like Bad Hand Hermenegildo.
Are you the lady driver?
Just call me a lady, Sheriff.
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I was told of a woman driver. You're the only woman here.
Sheriff. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul.
So you're not the driver everyone is
I'm only
terrified of.
terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me.
Why are you scary to the people who used
Because
to know
I can
you?
no longer recognize the person I once was.
You said long haul. That's...
The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there. It's all just... In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
I don't think they want to.
You feel very cold suddenly, as if standing face to face with a terrifying adversary. Then the feeling dissipates, and all you see is an aging woman.
Then who is the female driver I was
How
told of?
should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to? Oh, Sim.
She's just a distracted old woman. We should maybe let her get back to her things.
Come on, he thinks. She's not the lady driver.
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending too much time with me.
Should you drive a lorry if you get like this? Why is that,
Nothing.
Lieutenant?
I just don't think she's connected to anything.
He's worried, but not for her. For you. What is it about this woman? If she's not connected to anything?
Okay,
Hell
let's change the
dream
subject.
is what it is.
You seem like a woman who knows a thing.
What do I need
Drugs.
drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary, no drugs can compare. Then what were you getting at?
This line of questioning is going nowhere. Try harder.
You're man, Lowman. What of it?
Okay, let me put this another way. Are you smuggling drugs through Terminal B?
Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way.
You said earlier you don't know what cargo you're hauling. Could
Just
it be
this month,
drugs?
I made half a dozen trips from Saramirizza to Grad on the U41A. What do you think they take from Saramirizza to Grad, Lowman?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
It's diamonds, Lowman, obviously.
Damn this. Make her answer.
If you had to guess, who do you think is smuggling drugs around here? I didn't ask you about diamonds, did I?
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. You should try them sometime. Make yourself pretty like Eva de Zoras. Easy. He's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Never trust a poet. Also, he's the only one I can see from here. I would never make fun of a real lowman, Herifia.
Ma'am, you're not responsible for what the client puts in your lorry, as long as the seals are not opened. We officers know that.
Lay off her.
Okay.
Do you want me to go? This isn't so bad. I can listen to music, or the seagulls. Look at all the colors and the futures of this world. It's a good palate cleanser, this jamboree. Or I can just relax and let my mind carry me back where it will, to the Great Plains.
I think we're done here, no?
Thank you for
Yes,
now.
go. Enough jamboree. I need to get back to Mesky.
Okay.
Rigorous self-critique. Here it is. Hard facts from the man you are. You once jerked off in the locker room and were caught.
Okay.
You held a young woman by the arm and kept her in your apartment for 20 minutes against her will. That's right. These are not flights of fancy. These are real deeds, Harry, emerging from the darkness of your past. You tried shooting a fleeing suspect in the foot, but hit him in the pelvis, crippling him for life. And, above all, you let life defeat you. All the gifts your parents gave you, all the love and patience of your friends, you drowned in a neurotoxin. You let misery win, and it will keep on winning till you die, or overcome it.
Oh, that's actually kind of nice. Oh, so I can use my skill points for those too. Okay. Okay.
Yes?
I know he's following me. So I've got everybody and their mother pointing their fingers at everybody else. Which I guess I should suspect. Let's see. Find out who's the lady driver and where's her quarry. Someone's using Terminal B, raw ingredients, raw shell. Joey said there are 3 drivers at the intersection. Talk to them. One of them must know something about the drug. But I've talked to 4. Well, for right now, we're gonna pretty much call it, because I'm actually over a little bit, but I don't care all that much. This is a fun game to play, and a fun game to just get around in. Alright, so, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video and wish to see more, please subscribe, because I know there's been more and more people watching my videos on YouTube, and more people subscribing, so, and that really does mean a lot to me, so thank you guys so much for that. Those of you watching who are subscribed, and those of you who are watching who are not, consider subscribing, because, you know, I do try to post regularly. I've been posting regularly pretty decently recently, so if you like my content, then subscribe. Maybe leave a like, and a comment. I try to respond to as many as I can, which is all of them right now, because I don't get many, but still. Anyway, I will see you next time. I don't know what I'm going to be playing Saturday. We're probably going to be playing Monster Camp, or Monster Prom tomorrow, or Monster Road Trip tomorrow. So, I will see you for that. Bye.